YouTube, and welcome back to another video and an update on Pumpkin Road. So it's quite a big one this time. I felt like the last video was a big one with many improvements and plenty of work done, but this time, yeah, this is massive. We're pretty much, I'm going to say 98% complete now with the layout. Plenty to go around and plenty to show you. So without further ado, we'll scurry this 05 out the way that we've been working on, and we'll crack on and we'll have a look. So in the last update, we'd finished just the shed road and the entrance, and pretty much that entire back track there up to the platform and the factory end. But if we come out now, yeah, we're really cracked on over Christmas, and like I said, we're probably a good 95-96% complete now. So the shed was in, retaining walls been in for a while, the factory end platform. So track work, so I still do need to weather the sides of the rails over here in the yard, and that's one of those annoying jobs, so we'll leave that as late as we can. But the latest thing we're doing on the track work has been installing the uncoupling magnets. So you can see we've got two there on the entrance road, two in the large siding and one each in the smaller sidings as well. Temperamental at the minute. I've gone for bigger magnets than I have ever used before, in my wisdom, thinking a bigger magnet with a bigger surface area would improve the uncoupling. However, they are stronger, so at the minute we're temperamental in terms of moving wagons away over the magnets, keeping enough tension without the couplings wanting to uncouple again. So we'll see. I'm looking at ways to resist the pull, if you like, brass plates over the top and things like that, but we'll see how that goes. But for now, the magnets are in, and yeah, we're managing to uncouple. Identified the magnets just by painting the end of the sleepers white, so that's enough for me to see from up here on this angle where the magnets are. But yeah, hopefully in due course we'll have a good running session on here with plenty of shunting going on, etc. But other than that, with the rest of the track work, all we've done is weathered and ballasted the entirety of it. Now I'm going to say the entire yard, but it's actually the whole layout. So it's all done, apart from the side rails being painted, like I said, but ballast is in and sleepers weathered. And I'm glad it's done because I absolutely hate ballasting. But yeah, we've got that complete. So moving on, I mean, from where we were before, the only things that have kind of appeared over here are just some more 3D printed items. I've really cracked on with learning to use a 3D printer. I'm having bags of fun with it, and I have stacks of things to print. So we've got some just some red bricks there, line side. We've got a ground signal to go in over outside the yard. So I can't remember if we had the deck chair and the brazier outside, pallets, oil drums, petrol can inside the shed entrance. So I did work slightly in there, just paved the centre of the track, and then we've got some shelving and some lockers as well. So it just gives you something on the inside of the shed. Moving through the yard, so we've got some gas canisters down here, some breeze blocks. We've got a cat there, just sat on the walkway platform, another petrol can, oil drums, pallets. So yeah, really cracking on with the 3D printing, and you'll see plenty more of that as we go across the layout. But yeah, track work, yeah, we're all complete now and we're all done. So I want to move you forward now. I want to move some vehicles and things out of the way, and we'll check out the road leading into the village. Right, okay, that's some gubbins moved out the way. Right, so yeah, the entire baseboard now, we are completed regards scenery work pretty much. The last video, all this was blank. There was just some plans for the houses and the churchyard to go in. But like I say, over Christmas time, really did yeah, just cracked on. Absolutely love doing it as well, to be fair. Kind of brought back my love for scenery work, etc. So the roadway, oh, it's not a roadway, just a small little lane into the village. We are now complete. Plenty of different types of grasses and shrubbery, etc., leading all the way up that road. We have some white metal lampposts have gone in as well, so these are dotted around the entirety of the village. Got the bigger ones coming up the roadway, and we have some smaller ones actually up in the village scene, which we'll get to in a second. All the greenery, etc. So again, I think I've mentioned already, Temu is just an absolute godsend when it's coming to scenery work. The amount of things they've got on there and vast types is just, it's just brilliant. It's probably some of the most realistic scenery I've had ever, to be honest. So we've covered the entire length of the road and then into the churchyard. So again, going back to the 3D printing. So this is a 3D printed gateway, the pillars and the gates, and then all the gravestones and benches also 3D printed. So like I say, I think just it's just seemed to come together. It was a beauty combination of Temu and cracking on with the 3D printing, and I've just been able to work so quick with it. It's just brought everything together. The gateway, so I've got some 0.2 I think millimeter chain around there, which I think is a nice little addition. We do have a gravel mossy path going throughout all the gravestones. And then we've just static grassed everywhere in between. Flowers, again, Temu edition, really good realistic flowers there. The bride and groom outside the church, so that was a wedding, not I want to say a wedding gift, that was a Christmas gift from the missus, so it had to be done really. Do want to get some more figures for the layout, it's kind of one thing that's missing, to be honest. Little style in the wall there. And then we have the church. So this was always a plan to have a church going. I kind of caved really and let the missus have one. She's always whinged that I've never had a church in any of my railways, so this felt a good one. So again, we've got a nice tree there, Temu, really good realistic tree. And then this was a laser cut kit from, I think is it Greenland Scenic, something like that. Really good kit. Went together really easy. We sprayed that in different shades of grey, which the camera's not really picking up, to be fair, but different shades of grey, and then gone over it with some weathering powders. One of my favourite things about the church is if we just come down, not if we can see, but I have done some stained glass windows in there. So all the windows, they are coloured. Just done that with some Sharpie pens, including the big ones at the ends as well. So really happy with how the church and the churchyard scene has come out. Up the side of the church, just put some hedging in. Around the back here we have just got a 3D printed wheelie bin and a badger. So yeah, really did come out well, or so I think. So moving along, now I have installed some different lights this time above the layout. I'm going to switch these on, got some brighter ones than what I'd installed before. So the village scene, right, bit of a car park area just at the end of the church, some 3D printed bollards in there just so people aren't going through the church wall. Round the back, so if I just show you around the back, the roadway does come up, there's a little bit of a gravel lay-by behind the church, just some parking or wedding cars, etc. when the time comes. 3D printed bus stop. Now I will say this isn't my 3D printed bus stop, this is one I purchased because I felt like it just suited what I was after. But there is some more printed items there, the electricity box there for example, that's something else I've printed. All the roadways still just using sandpaper again, which I think I mentioned in the last video. And then we come to the houses. So my initial plans for the railway was all to have like a little peekaboo effect where I could look between the houses, look between the house and the church, look between trees and things and see the railway behind, and I've definitely achieved that with this design. The houses, again 3D printed. It took me a little trial run first to work out scale and things like that, but once we've got it yeah, they've come out brilliant eventually. I'm really glad I did it. I wasn't too keen on doing something of this size, but we went for it, and it worked out all right. The first one on the right, so that was my second attempt after the first trial run. We did have a little bit of a problem with this one, so if I just show you around the back of the house there, we do have a Velux window and some ivy growing in the roof, so that's because the roof did crack, but I didn't want to not use it, so I opened up the crack, made a hole, printed a window frame out, and we fitted a Velux window. They are glazed. Don't know how much the camera's picking it up, but we do have glazing. Oh, there we go. Some curtains and some blinds in there. I've not done the interiors. I'm not too fussed about that bit, to be fair. So yeah, the houses are in with there's just a black insert inside, so light's not coming through. So 3D printed houses, big open driveway in the middle, that's just flagged with some paving stones, which just carries on from the path on the other side on the street scene, but I'll show you the end again in a second. Gardens split up with some fencing and some hedging. Now this garden, bit overgrown, we've got another cat there sat on the doorstep. I needed some pumpkins on there for Pumpkin Road, so growing a bit of a pumpkin patch in this garden. Neighbours next door, a little bit more upmarket, so they have a nice little flagged area, some deck chairs, barbecue, fish pond, plants, and all this is 3D printed as well. So the deck chairs, the barbecue, the pond, yeah, all things I've printed again. And yeah, they've come out all right. They do what I need them to do, so I'm happy with the houses and the gardens. Now if we just move around to the end of the scene, so at the end of the houses here, had a little bit of wasteland, wasn't sure what to do, so we just grassed it, another electricity box. We've got a bit of a dog there sniffing out the puppy in the garden. Satellite dish on the house, 3D printed. So it just kind of fills in that little bit. And then looking down the street scene, so I do want to do more on here. We've got some lamps and some wheeler bins outside. But yeah, I'd like to get some more things, you know, some manhole covers. I don't know, whatever I can find really. Like I said, I've got a vast amount of things I want to print and design, so I want to get that that cluttered up a bit more. But like I said again, figures is the main thing, so I need some population on here. Platform, nothing's really changed there. It's still magnetic, still removable, but yeah, that's just looking down the street. Again, houses glazed and looking good. So as I've said, big progress this time on the layout. It is pretty much completed now. Jobs to be done. It's just little jobs that you just don't want to be doing. Like I say, painting the side rails, lots of 3D printed items I want to get painted up and get added. Even some on there like the gas canisters needed painting up, the red bricks up there, ground signals, that's another thing to go in. So I think next time we see it, yeah, it will be a big final update. It will be completed then, and we can get some running done. So anyway, big update, layout's looking nearly complete. Please do as always, I'm just going to put this extra light on, please do as always let me know your thoughts, comments and things. But I have really enjoyed it. I mean, I've enjoyed it so much, so I am pondering. I've pondered ripping up Common Barn and maybe doing another reincarnation, which I said I would never ever do. But we'll see. So yeah, anyway, enough waffling. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the work done, hope you enjoy the layout, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.